So speaking of basic needs, one of the basic needs that we all experience is that of community and the need to be a part of or feel connected to others. That's why work and our places of worship, sports teams, and school are so important to us. School is not just a community for students, but it can be that for families as well. How are you staying connected to ACPS community during this time of social distancing? Are you getting that connection through the ACPS Express newsletter or the school newsletter, through contact with teachers or staff, through social media? How are you connecting with the ACPS community? Generally, when we speak about being part of a community or feeling community, two of the biggest factors are being informed, right? Feeling like you know what's going on, and also feeling included, right? That you're a part of a conversation. So the ACPS Express, which it looks like most of you are familiar with, is the division-wide news website and e-newsletter for ACPS families. And it's really an excellent tool to stay updated on important items ranging from grading policies and budget updates to changes in the food distribution schedule, right? Our school newsletters serve a similar purpose and offer more specific information to your school community, like virtual spirit weeks, adjustments to the course selection process, sample schedules, parent meeting announcements. So if you are part of the group that is not receiving the ACPS Express or your school newsletter on a regular basis, we'd encourage you to subscribe using the link listed at the bottom of this slide. And that will help you stay informed about what's happening in your school community. Now, for more specific information about how your student is doing, PowerSchool really is a must. PowerSchool really is a very information-rich student information system that is very important during the normal school year and particularly important now during times of closure. And I say that because for secondary students this year, third quarter report cards are only available through PowerSchool. So report cards will not and have not been mailed home for the third quarter. Additionally, your students' course selection details for next year will also be available through PowerSchool only this year. They will not be sent or mailed home. All parents who have children in grades K through 12 are able to access their report cards, progress reports, grade books, course selection information, and other important academic info through PowerSchool. If you need help accessing PowerSchool, we'd encourage you to please visit the web page listed at the bottom of the screen for login information, for general tips, for video tutorials. And generally, the staff is able to respond within 24 hours. And that way you'll be able to get all the information that you would need and like about your students' progress throughout this time. So in addition to being informed, another big part of experiencing community is engaging in two-way communication. During normal school operations, and especially in our current distance learning environment, teachers and student support team members play a really important role in the family-school connection. For the next couple of slides, we're going to focus on how ACPS staff are working to meet the expectation that teachers and student support team members maintain guardian communication throughout the closure. It was exciting to see from the polling results a couple of minutes ago that the majority of you indicated that that is how you're staying connected to our ACPS community. So we're just gonna go over a few of the ways that we've noted our staff are doing that. We've seen a lot of our teachers go above and beyond, checking email regularly and responding to them, but also using a number of technologies and a lot of creativity to maintain communications and relationships with parents. They're text messaging through a variety of apps like Class Dojo and Remind. They're setting up virtual office hours, either through video conference or good old-fashioned phone calls to help problem solve and troubleshoot some academic concerns or challenges that parents are noticing students are having at home. Our student support team members Those are our counselors, nurses, psychologists, social workers, and parent liaisons. They're also continuing to be available to families. They're actively checking in with families and organizing social emotional activities to help students and families cope during this closure. Now, during normal school operations, the SST would work with parents and community groups and students and other educators to help create an educational environment where academic, personal, and social growth can happen for all students. And that's when, if a parent had a question or concern about their child's ability to keep up with their assignments or how they're getting along with their peers, the SST would step in and be a great resource. But now during closure, the student support teams at each school are still available. So if at home you've noticed your child is more anxious, they're not sleeping, they're not eating, they're not motivated, or if you yourself are feeling overwhelmed, and those normal coping strategies that we all have, talking to family members or friends, deep breathing, dancing it out, if all of those aren't enough, please reach out to a member of your SST team. If you're not sure where to find the SST office hours for your school, or you don't know who the SST members are, please feel free to send a message to the Student Services General email box listed here, and you will be connected with the appropriate person. The final group of staff members that I'll spotlight today work with the Ann Lipnick Special Education Family Resource Center, or PRC for short. The expectations around communication for their staff are identical to those for other staff members. It's to maintain parent communication. Their staff is currently available and still conducting individual consultations with parents and continuing to work with parents to help prepare for IEP meetings. They're helping identify strategies to work more collaboratively with your child's school, even in this time of closure. And ultimately, they're equipping parents to advocate for children. I'll also note that the PRC provides resources on general parenting issues that are not specific to special education as well. And I share that so that all parents and families might feel empowered to reach out to their staff with the contact information that appears on this slide, even if it's just for general parenting concerns.